So, Sean, we are starting with the first of our trailers this week, and it is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer. It arrived on Thursday. It is coming out March 2021, which is technically only about 3 months away.
Yeah, very soon. There was production issues of this with COVID and things like that. But from the looks of the trailer, they got over it and it looks class.
Yeah, so this is the trailer. It starts off and it's very much just like, it's based on the legacy of the Captain America name.
Yeah.
Because, of course, if anyone doesn't remember, in Endgame, if you don't remember, Endgame, Cap, he no longer around. Said, he said, Falcon, you seem like a sound owl man. I'm going to give the shield to you. And so Falcon said, thanks very much, but he's a bit iffy on it. And this series comes in on him, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier together with this hanging over them. And the trailer started off and I was just like, oh, is it just going to be like an adventure with the two of them?
Like a buddy cop kind of thing?
Yeah, and they are very charismatic as a duo. Like, we seen that in Civil War when they're driving around in the little, the Beetle. Like, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
But I was originally like that and I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. But then they added from what I can get from this trailer is that they are not what the government choose to be the next Captain America. So they are just two guys that, like, they knew Cap and Cap wanted to give the shield to one of them. But the government are like, we don't like either of ye. We're going to pick our own Cap to be the next one.
Yeah, we have a certain brand image of Captain America. And we want to appeal to that. Which
could be very interesting with the year that we've had, if they go down that the route of like racial teams, maybe they don't want Falcon, like
absolutely,
it's under the surface, and that could be so interesting just as a story. And he's just like, I was chosen, I'm clearly the best candidate, and they're like, yeah, but he over there, he has some qualities, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like, you dickheads.
Like it's not about the colour of your skin, but it's black and white, guys.
Yeah, so it does start off with them talking about the shield, and you have the Falcon Bucky romance, or bromance as it will, and then very quickly it goes into like explosions, and you get a sense of like, it is very MCU, like they put a lot of cinematic stunt work in. It does come across as a film itself. Yeah, this whole trailer to me felt like you could have had this as like some of the fights in the Winter Soldier. It looks that good. Like, I got that. Do you think they probably got the same stunt people in? I'd imagine because they're all used to working in that kind of environment and just those teams. So I'd imagine, especially if they have a good working relationship with the actors as well. I think that would be, you'd be mad to throw that away, surely. You also see Zemo. Zemo is in this trailer, and the first shot we see of him, he's at a bit of a memorial. Now, is that in Sokovia? I'm thinking, is that where Sokovia fell, basically? And his family, of course, passed away. But Sean, what if I threw this to you? What if he goes back to Sokovia and he runs into a little guy called Ultron? I thought Ultron was completely destroyed, though. Was he? Vision blew up the last Ultron bot. Oh, no, he did, yeah. Yeah. No, he did. I was like, Ultron's still in Sokovia. No, he is not. That is fair enough. He's just hiding. He's in like a smart kettle somewhere. I'm going to get him. You have the bit of, I think it's like the Super Bowl, and there's like a cap running onto the field, but it's clearly not one of them. Yeah. Do you think the government are like, he's the new guy? That I believe is John Walker, aka US Agent, who in the comics was the guy that the government picked to take over the Captain America mantle. And that is an interesting way to go about this, because we've seen Cap give it to Falcon, but the government are like, yeah, but we don't want to give it to you. And so you have this new character in front of all these fans, and he's like at the Super Bowl waving and smiling, and yet behind the scenes Winter Soldier and Falcon are doing like all the dirty work and actually being heroes.
Yeah, and it feels like they're doing it just because it's like this is what Cap would have done. Like because if you think about everything Cap's done in the MCU, he's always done what he thought was right, even if it was against the government.
That was the whole plot of Winter Soldier and everything.
Yeah, like, and so you have here Cap's two best friends who presumably share some of the same ideals as him. And so, like, it is carrying on that legacy. Sam even says something about that shield comes with a legacy or something like that. And I think that, like, that's a perfect thing to explore in this show. And also because Falcon is like a superhero in his own right. So, like, blending the two is interesting.
That's why I was it immediately caught my attention because he still has the Falcon suit. Like, he's not Cap.
Which
like,
looks upgraded
everyone kind of
as well since we last saw it.
It does look upgraded, and there's that bit at the end of the trailer when he's getting away from the flying bombs, and like the homing missiles are coming for him and he's like dodging them. Like, that all looks great. Like, the CGI in that is fantastic. And then also the preceding that is the bit where he's like, Bucky's like, what's the plan? And he just says nothing, he just stands up and he just leaps out of the plane. He's like, what's the plan? Oh shit. You didn't tell me any plan. I hate when he does this. But yeah, I think it's interesting that he's still Falcon, and I'm assuming that as the series progresses, he's Falcon, and then near probably the last episode, he's like, have I done enough to earn the shield?
Yeah, I kind of feel like Bucky's going to be in trouble at the end. Like, he's going to be surrounded by Zemo goons.
Zemo goons, putties.
Yeah, and first of all, I think they're going to have a major falling out sometime in the series, go their separate ways. Zemo's going to capture Bucky and have him, like, he's about to cut his arm off or some shit. And then, like, the shield bangs in from off screen, and it's Sam, and he's here to save him.
And it's Nick Fury. And he's like, I'm going to do it myself.
Oh man, Nick Fury news as well. What the fuck, man?
We don't even have time to get into that. But also, there was this small moment in the trailer where you see like a lot of the people putting down their mask, and they have like the bloody hand over their mask. Now, I think the person in that is Songbird, if I'm not mistaken. And Songbird in the comic books has like a mind control thing. They're part of the Thunderbolts. So, if is it a case maybe that Zemo's working with the Thunderbolts to like cause riots and everything in cities and just cause just mayhem, and it's up to these two to kind of sort that out?
Yeah, and I think Zemo might also have a hand in the US agent thing, because we've seen in Civil War, like, he had some access to the tanks where they made super soldiers. And it lit like we did a Hero Zero on John Walker a while ago, and he got his like powers, his super strength and everything from an illegal underground superhero lab. So I think, like, if Zemo's all about infiltration and fighting through, like, getting your enemy to destroy themselves. So I think him and Songbird have like controlled the government into hiring US agent, and then they're going to make him do some proper atrocities.
Yeah, and they're going to cover it up under maybe the riots that are going on. So, like, Songbird gets all these young people and brainwashes them to, like, you destroy the buildings, and while that's happening, we're going to get US agent to assassinate some really important people.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that this show, out of all the Disney Plus shows, could be the most like Winter Soldier in that it's fairly on the ground spy stuff.
But I don't think that's a bad thing. Not at all.
I think that would be, if you can match that episode for episode, week on week, that's going to be unreal.
Especially when you have WandaVision and other shows like that, it's good to have a show that's completely different. Have a spy show, have a weird fucking magic show, have all these different shows on the same network, and then the big movie comes and you join them all together. That's what people want to see.
Exactly. And you have so many fan favourite characters there. That
Oh yeah, like it goes without saying that Mackie and Sebastian Stan, they're great in the roles. Like the two of them are perfectly cast and they have really good chemistry. I think the two of them it's weird seeing like a movie star that we're like, oh yeah, like they're perfect for the role, and now they're gonna have their own series. So there's never a case of like, oh no, they have great chemistry. We don't even have to argue that. Like the show is going to be good when they are on the screen together.